Sinners is a movie about cultural appropriation, and I'm going to break it down for you because I just finished rewatching it, and I have a theory I feel like I've not seen anybody else clock. In this movie, the vampires are really interesting because they are beckoned by music specifically, and when they come, they don't just come to suck blood, they come to suck memories. When Remick is killing Sammy, he's telling him, I want your songs, I want your stories. And I kept asking myself, why is it that these vampires share a hive mind and are so interested in the memories of Black people? But then I thought to earlier in the movie when I kept seeing vultures circle Sammy and Stack. And at first I thought, okay, vultures, it's just a harbinger for the vampires, like a predator lurking. But then I asked myself, why vultures specifically? I realized that it's Coogler making commentary about how white people like Remick are literally culture vultures. Think about the relationship between Black culture and white people that we see in this movie. It's a recurring motif. We have Delta Slim telling us that white people love blues music, but they don't like the Black people that produce blues music. We see forms of Black labor being exploited. Everything from the movie starting with Sammy picking cotton, calling back to slavery, to seeing Black prisoners on a chain gang on the side of the road and their labor being exploited. We're constantly told that white people only want proximity to Blackness insofar to exploit and benefit from Black culture and Black labor without recognizing or respecting the humanity of Black people. And I think it's a really intentional choice to make Remick both a vampire and Irish to demonstrate that point. Because when we think about vampires, we think about them sucking blood and not really getting anything out of it. But when we think about the vultures that represent those vampires, vultures pick on the production of another animal's kill. They don't go for live animals. And I think that is a way to comment on how white people look for the production of Black people's labor and culture, but they don't respect the lives of Black people in the way that a vampire is sucking the lifeblood and the culture of Black people without respecting the integrity of those Black people. And we don't expect him to because he's a vampire and he's a villain. But being Irish is what really separates him and shows him that his denigration of Black people and exploitation of Black people is justified. Because when we think about the excuses that white people make when it comes to exploiting Black people and appropriating Black culture, what do they always say when they're caught? Oh, aren't we all just one big happy family? Aren't we all just one race? Shouldn't culture be shared? It really sounds similar to this idea of fellowship and love that Remick uses to justify turning people into vampires. And him being Irish, I think, reinforces that motivation because Irish people often feel a sense of kinship with Black people, specifically enslaved Black people, because the Irish thought of themselves as also being a similarly enslaved class. Remick himself said he saw his father's land be taken and his land be colonized by Englishmen. And so it's no wonder he feels a sense of kinship with Black people. But crucially, he's not a Black person. He's never had the experience of being enslaved. And the indentured servitude of Irish people and the chattel slavery of Black people are very different things. But like culture vultures, like white people who are culture vultures, he feels a sense of entitlement to that Black culture, to that sense of fraternity with Black people without actually respecting the Black people behind the culture and the memories that he wants to sack. I think Coogler is talking about modern white culture vultures and Black appropriation through the lens of an Irish vampire, and it's brilliantly done.